Well, I got a bunch of key takeaways. By the way, thank you, Miguel. We're going to have you on every week because he said that we're looking very handsome. I told him it's because we have our makeup on this time. You know, when we were at Udemy Live, we weren't wearing makeup for the show. So I got some key takeaways, and let me preface, and I'd like to do this really quick so that we can get to everybody else to come on. But I'd like to preface by saying that the main thing I got from this event, and I've been to tons of events over the years, but the main thing I got from this event was clarity. Clarity of understanding where I stand within the Udemy universe. And as an instructor, you know, and where all instructors stand within the Udemy universe. It's easy when we don't have the big picture and we don't have the clear vision delineated for us. It's easy for us to make up our own theories or go our own ways, or kind of figure maybe this is what I should do, or maybe this is what I should do. But when you actually hear from the Udemy people themselves, the team, and you get a sense of where they're coming from, this is stuff that's probably second nature to them because they hear it internally constantly all the time from their leadership. But the instructors, I believe, don't get that kind of communication yet. I think that's changing. And the clarity that I got was this. I made it a point to focus on attending the breakout sessions that were only taught by Udemy staff. The reason I did that was I wanted to get a sense of what is this Udemy thing, you know, even though I'm an instructor and I've been here for a while and all that, I wanted to get a sense from them, what is this Udemy thing, you know, how does it work? How do they promote? How do they see our students? You know, these were the two breakout sessions I attended. One was about promotions and marketing. The other one was about who is the target student, who is the lifelong learner. And another one was about public relations and things like that. I wanted to see how Udemy does public relations. And the key takeaways are this. It took until about the beginning of 2014, according to Dinesh Theru, the VP of marketing, it took until about the beginning of 2014 for Udemy to get their paid advertising dialed in. That means it took them many tens of thousands of dollars, if not more, and a lot of experimenting, a lot of split testing, a lot of analysis to make paid advertising work as a company, okay? What that told me, what it reinforced to me, is that paid advertising is very difficult to make work for us as individuals and that kind of thing. But also what it helped me to understand, because there were 3 other panelists there that spoke on different areas of promotions and marketing, and it made it clear to me that as long as we can get traffic to our landing pages, Udemy will take the ball and run with it. They'll start promoting and they'll start retargeting. They'll start including those in email marketing courses, because once somebody has seen a course landing page once, Udemy figures that's a really good prospect to send them more of the same and get them enrolled in that course. So that kind of, it was a little bit of an eye-opener, because I thought, well, up until now, I haven't really sent my email list to my Udemy courses. I frankly haven't sent my email list to my courses on Teachable either. I just haven't done any of that. Part of it was a lack of confidence that if I sent my traffic to Udemy, the affiliates would pick it up and I would lose some money there and that kind of thing. It's just little things that were uncertain in my head. When I went to this promotions thing, I realized, you know what, I've got to send as much traffic as I can to Udemy so that they can take the ball and run with it and increase sales, increase conversions, and do what they do best. So to the extent that I can send traffic. Now, if you don't have an email list or don't have a way to send traffic, then even more reason for you to stick to Udemy and create courses. The other key takeaway for me was every time that I've had a really good month, it's usually because I created a new course. So the one thing that we can control is creating new courses, new topics, new content for our students. Now, my students like my courses. They enroll in multiple courses. So what am I doing holding back, so to speak, providing new content for them? You know, why am I not just continuously doing courses? In fact, I told you, Phil, at the end of that talk, I think it was the founder's talk, or maybe it was Seth Godin's talk. It was Seth Godin's talk. I said, you're doing it right. And I tapped him on the shoulder. I said, Phil, you're doing it right. You're creating courses. You're driving them to Udemy. You're working within the Udemy infrastructure really well. And I know because we've had this conversation, Phil and I have had this conversation of, hey, I have so many courses now. Do I just go and now start marketing?
Mm-hmm.
We've had this conversation a lot of times at Panera. Okay.
Yeah.
And the answer for me has been, well, yeah, we should be marketing. We should be doing stuff to promote our courses. Now, marketing can take many different forms. What I mean is actively trying to create funnels and things to drive traffic to our courses. After this weekend, I became very clear that my time is better spent creating new courses than it is, quote, marketing the courses. Now, by the way, I'm not saying don't do any marketing, okay? What I'm saying is don't spend a lot of time trying to relearn the marketing aspect of things when Udemy has it down. All we have to do is get people to our Udemy course landing page. That can be done with YouTube marketing. It can be done with Facebook's, having your own Facebook page, et cetera, et cetera. So let me briefly go through these because I don't want to take up too much time. These are the new focuses, or I guess if I were technical, I would say the new foci. I like focuses better. The new focuses I have, one goal that I have is to get to 100 courses on Udemy. Now I'm at 42. It's going to be a while. It's going to take a while, but it's good to have something to aim for. My initial goal was 50. Haven't quite made it there yet. Another focus is to continue doing what I'm doing with Blab marketing, which is we do these blabs, we record them, and then we make sure, then what I do is I chop up the blabs into little segments. So one blab of an hour and a half could be 25 YouTube videos, individual YouTube videos that I upload to YouTube. And so I'm going to do that, continue doing that and outsourcing that. The other thing is I'm going to create opt-in forms for every main course that I have. If I have a big comprehensive course, like Phil has the photography masterclass, that's his big comprehensive photography course. I have the complete eBay course. That's my big comprehensive eBay course. For those, and maybe those make up 5 or 10% of all my courses, right? I'm going to make specific opt-in pages for those where I can send people to this landing page that says get 50% off Dave's complete eBay course. Just give us your name and email address and you'll get a promo code for 50% off. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm driving traffic to these opt-in pages, adding them to my email list so I can market similar courses in the future. Now they're on my list and they also got a 50% off coupon. So maybe that's 5 or 10 of my courses where I'm going to do just that. Super quick, super easy pages to make. Tie them to your autoresponder, your email autoresponder, and drive traffic. Like all my YouTube traffic will go to that instead of straight to my landing page.
Your Udemy landing page.
Instead of my Udemy landing page, right. And then I'm going to get as many of my Udemy students into the Facebook groups that we have. We have the Passive Income Show Facebook group, and I have another Facebook group called Selling Online for people who sell online, e-commerce, internet marketing, that kind of thing. So maybe consider for you guys as instructors creating a private Facebook group just for your topic, or maybe 2 or 3 topics, and driving, because by the way, you can send through an educational announcement, you can send your students to your Facebook group as long as it's not overly promotional in nature. So that way we now have the ability to communicate directly with our students more often than just twice a month, right? And not just communicate with them, but really give them a lot of value. Really, like what I do is I post the latest, greatest, coolest stuff that I find about teaching online, for example, in the private Facebook group. In my Selling Online group, I post the latest, greatest stuff I find about e-commerce and selling on the internet. So it's a great way to add value to your students and to get more in communication with your students and more engagement. And lastly, I'm going to optimize my course titles for both Udemy and Google. Now, this was a big one that I learned. Were you at the promotions one, Phil?
Yes,
Okay.
I was. Yeah.
Yeah, because this really hit hard for me. I figured out a way to do really good SEO on Udemy itself. Udemy's search engine, not that hard to figure out. It's keyword-rich titles, things like that. But, and in fact, Scott Duffy has a great course on Udemy SEO. But if you go too far optimizing for Udemy search, then you're not optimizing for Google search. And both Udemy and Google are about neck and neck. They're roughly, I don't know, they're roughly 35 or 40% each of the traffic that we get for our courses. So if you're leaning too much to optimizing to get a good ranking within Udemy, you know, like that, then you're losing on Google ranking. So the idea is to balance those so that you're getting good Udemy search rankings and good Google search rankings at the same time. Because frankly, there are some situations where your Google rankings are going to far outpace and give you far more traffic than your Udemy search rankings. So you have to be aware of that.
I think we need to do a blab on that topic, and because I could learn a lot from you, I think, in terms of that, because how exactly do you rank a course title for Google versus Udemy is something I'm interested in. And that is one of my takeaways from this weekend too, is like really making sure my title, my subtitle, and my landing page sales copy works well, because like you, I am going to start driving more traffic to my course landing pages on Udemy. So I want to make sure that those are optimized the best they can be. And I know they aren't, because some of my landing pages have just been the same as they have been for 2 years now. And I've learned so much more about how to write sales copy, and especially the seminar or the workshop we went to about knowing your student. You really have to talk to the student, like the specific student who is interested in your course. Udemy has separated their audience into 7 student types. You've got everything from young millennials to the lifelong learners to the retirees who just like taking courses for fun, different income brackets. And so knowing who your audience is important, so that your sales copy talks directly to that person. And that's something I have not been doing well. And it's just one of those things, like earlier this year, where setting up my email sequences was something that I knew I needed to do. It was just sitting down for a few days to set it up properly. And that's going to take a few days for me, at least, to get all of my sales pages and everything up and running. But I think doing that will help in the long term and the immediate for converting sales.